Hey guys, and welcome back to another solo leveling rise video. My name is D-Free, and today we will be working on my own personal tier list to give you guys my opinions on the characters. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Make sure that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you happen to be new, because 80% of viewers aren't subscribed. And make sure you're joining the 20% that is for more content like this, gameplay, etc. on the channel. So I wanted to start off by just mentioning here really quick that if you guys haven't already, make sure that that's not the right window, that you guys do support through the content creator program. Link down below in the description. After this video, I'll have this code, and we'll also work on some other stuff later on in this video, or maybe another video, to get those last couple codes. But regardless, I've got 1,000 essence stones, etc. The way it works is you go to the description, click this website, click support, and I'll send this to you within about 24 to 48 hours maximum. It typically shows up in the gift box. That's typically what I tell people. However, if you're not seeing it, go to your page, go to this website, click my page, sign in, and then click the supporter tab at the very top, and it'll show you all of your codes that have been sent to you. So Payne had sent me these codes, and these won't work for you, so don't try to use them. They won't work. But you can come here and just copy and paste it into the game if you need to do that. If for whatever reason you don't see it, you can see all the codes that have been sent to you as a supporter through that page. So link down below in the description. All right, so we are going to get started here. So I did one of these a few weeks ago. It was pretty fun. I don't typically do these, so obviously my my opinions are my own, and we are going to work through. I'll try to make this as quick as possible. It's actually a feat if I can make it in under 20 minutes. I don't know if I'll be able to. We'll try. We'll see what we can do. I'm not going to rank the SR hunters. I don't really care much about them, even if some of them are usable, I guess I should say. Like Jinho, for example, can be used if you really need to, but I'm not going to use them. So we're going to mainly talk about SSR hunters. We're going to go in the order that they're listed currently and make our way. So obviously, again, my opinion, feel free to disagree. If you do, post down below why, and we'll get to it. All right, so Amamiya, one of the best damage dealers in the game, the linchpin for the win team. She is going to the S rank as a hunter that I think you guys should be maxing out to use the win team. You still need to play the Baron stages as much as possible to level up your Baron and all that stuff. So just because, you know, Deimos is here, you do have to still worry about that. So win is still pretty relevant. We're not going to rank the original character that's an SR. I think Alicia's her name or something like that. Baek Yunho, Silvermane. I really like this hunter. I use him a good bit. However, I'll put him in A tier. I like him a lot. I think he needs like that first dupe to really be useful. Amamiya, you could say on all these hunters, really, first dupe, third dupe, fifth dupe, sometimes fourth dupe. Just kind of depends on the hunter. But Amamiya goes insane with the fifth dupe. He gets really good too with the fifth dupe. They all pretty much get insane with the fifth dupe because they want you to spend money. But I'll put him there because of the fact that I think that Charlotte, with her full setup, is just a little bit more powerful. But I really like Baek Yunho. I don't know if it's a sizable gap personally, but that could be my own my own personal bias. Baek Yunho proper has the defense down, which is the best thing in his kit. Eventually could be more useful, but for now I don't see much reason to use him. So I will put him into B tier. Cha, I'll put her into A tier. She's not the primary light character here. However, in terms of DPS, she is still useful in some other game modes, despite being replaced as, among the three characters as the main damage dealer by Thomas. She's still very useful for her branding effect, especially, and she can do great burst damage in the other content modes. So I do still like Cha in a good bit. I kind of need an A plus. I don't want to put Charlotte into S. I don't want to put her into A. I kind of need A plus. So I'll place her there. She's really good, especially after you get, again, more dupes. I think you need that first dupe for her to even be playable, if I remember correctly. I don't think she's playable without that. I genuinely don't. If I remember correctly, that first dupe was insane for her. And then she has other ones that I think reduce her cooldown or things like that. So we really, really need her. Not going to rank that guy. Hate him. Jongin, another A rank in my opinion. Super duper good. Like Cha, actually. Funny because they're guild affiliation. But like Cha, in a similar spot, has been replaced as a DPS for his team a couple of times, but like Yunho, also one of the only characters in the game that has the defense down, so there's obviously use to that. And he's also really good in other content modes for burst damage DPS, like not Workshop, but the other modes specifically. So we'll put him there. Emma Laurent, I kind of like her a lot, but I think that that rhymed. But I'm gonna put her down into B. I think she's still useful in all the game modes you could use a fire team in. all of them. I think she still got use. I think I like her support effects on her. She's a solid breaker. She's still got her same perks of having like good range on the board, like all these other things that have made her one of the better characters. But she's been in the game since launch. She's been reworked a couple of times, so she's pretty old at this point. I do think this is like, I could use like a B plus, to be honest. I think I would probably place her there, but the actual Firebreaker is next, and I'm going to place her. So that's more or less why Emma gets a little bit suppressed here, but I think Emma is still a quality character. I just don't think you could still use her if you want to. I just don't think you have to anymore. Isel, I will put her into S rank. A lot of that also is just her support from her weapon is kind of insane. She's a good utility character, solid breaker as well. Just overall good support character / utility character. Breaker, a little bit of everything. Not really able to do much as a DPS character because she's just not designed to do that, but one of my favorite characters in the game. Gina, this is where, again, I guess I'll just have to create it. I was gonna say I will put her in A plus, but I'll put her into S as well. I think because the fire team is so damn strong right now also, but I may mess around and put most of the support characters up there, and Gina is no different. She's a phenomenal character. Go, I will also place into S. I think he's the best breaker in the game. It's between him or Harper in my opinion, but probably him because he's got the ultimate. I don't believe she has that, but awesome utility character as well. Gonna place him there. Hansemi just keeps her entire team alive. She's going into S rank. Yeah, I could absolutely separate this a little bit. We may do that later. Keeps her entire team alive, so she's going up there. I will place you with your friend / sister. Don't know the lore, didn't read the story, but I'll place you right there as well. Order does not matter. Left to right does not matter. Dongsu, unfortunate, going into B rank. Has that shield removal, has a fun play style with the spamming of the skills and all that stuff, low cooldowns, but unfortunately just can't reach the damage that Amamiya does as the DPS for that team. And I don't think he does enough outside in other game modes to warrant being higher up. Dong-suk, get out of my face. Isla, oh yeah, but the trick with Isla, she needs at least a third dupe. I really think, like, she can be playable prior, but the third dupe makes her to where she's no longer RNG. Like, she just becomes universal, and that's phenomenal. She gives so many buffs. Kang, goodbye. I'm not going to bother with these characters. They're just going to go all into the bottom, and they're not all equivalent. I do think some are better than others. I'm just not going to bother with them. Libora, I think she's like a B plus character, but I'll place her into A. She's also a character that she mainly gets her usefulness in other content. Although, to be fair, I have only played the Ant a couple of times, so I don't really know if the strategies have changed a ton, but she was mainly getting her usefulness from the guild boss and stuff like that. I didn't really use her much else otherwise, but I will place her there on the merit previously. Juhi, goodbye. Lim, there you go. Mei Lin, easily S in my opinion. Min, easily S in my opinion. Both of those characters are supports, keep their teams alive. Min has a little bit of competition with Shimizu. I think he is the better supporter, especially because he's more universal, can be used in much more applications in terms of not being as restricted. And then Mei Lin is kind of restricted, but not so much. She's still got those effects that are universal on her as well. So all these support characters are phenomenal. I do think Isla is the best of the four, if you're wondering, but that's my opinion. Nam Chae-young used to be really useful, but not going to put her anywhere. You're going to go here too, even though you have some use. Sa, I'll place you next to Emma. Don't really, she's kind of like fringe too. I think you could say she can go up a tier just because the water team doesn't have a breaker. Like, on the merit, and it's not to say she's bad, but on the merit of what the water team even has, she can go up. I'll do that. That's fair. I think that's fair. She still has her, obviously, typical playstyles, short cooldown, spam skills, enhanced skills, crit focus, one of the better weapons among these hunters in the game, in my opinion. Good character. I just think the water team peaked really early in this game. They were probably the first real legit meta team, one of the first meta teams in the game. So they, as a result, haven't been getting any support anytime soon because they had to flush out all the other teams. However, the thing is now, we're full circle, so they may be going back to water sometime soon. I don't know what type Go is. Not Go, Ryuji. Goto. I don't know what type he is, but maybe he's going to be water. I don't know. He could also be a wind character. I think wind could maybe replace Wu if they wanted to do that. I don't see a light or fire character. Maybe dark, though dark is weird because they've got these three, like, you know, lore based original characters all together in the dark grouping. So I think it would be something else. Anyway, Shimizu is the only support that's not going to go up just because Min's up, but I do think she's really good, especially with Thomas, who I have not seen yet. Oh, Thomas is towards the end. We're going to put you there. Kanai, she is going into S. Yeah, I'll absolutely have to separate S and S+. She's going into S. So her main issue is the mana issue. I didn't realize how big of an issue it was initially on reading her. But when you start playing with her, you see it really fast. But she is just a nuke. She is an absolute nuke, especially because her other skill turns into basically like an ultimate. She just does so much damage out there. But she's better in shorter content. She's not great in other long form content, but she's really, really good against the guild boss, against Power of Destruction, where you're just trying to rank scores highly. Basically, she's really good in those pieces of content. So phenomenal character. Because Yu Su-hyun is so good, I just don't know if you need Kanai. I don't think you do, to be honest. I don't think you need her at all. She's pretty luxury, similar to Shimizu, just kind of luxury characters that we've gotten recently. But if you did get her, if you enhanced her a good bit, she's really, really strong. Wu Jinchul, Windbreaker, A rank, one of the only Windbreakers in the entire game. There's some low rarity ones I'm not going to worry about, but they reworked him like 10 times until they finally got it right. I like Wu a lot. I actually really like his dash support skill. It's really, really useful for Janu, and I think he does it for Hunters as well, if I remember correctly. And I do like that Wind team. And again, still a really relevant team in the Baron stages you have to play. Jinho Su-hyun going up to S rank. Basically everything I said about Kanai also applies here, except she doesn't have MP issues like that. She doesn't really fizzle out. She just keeps going. So really, really strong character. And then I would also apply her into other pieces of content too. They can be used in the same content. All of them can be used anywhere if you really want to, but I think she's a little bit better in the longer content. Last ones, Alicia. Alicia is, I think Alicia just, like I said with the water team, I think they may have peaked a little early. I need to go back and test her. She's the only main DPS that's not going to make it into S for me. I need to go back and test her though, so keep that in mind. And speaking of main DPSs, Thomas will go into A. A phenomenal character, really like his support skill as well, which I don't think Alicia had a great support skill either, if I remember correctly. We're going to add SS just because I need to separate this here. If you haven't already, now is a good opportunity. Please make sure that you do hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Also support down below. Right, so we've got SS. I don't need two. We'll just break this into SS and call it a day. Oh, we already had SS. This will be S. Boom. Perfect. Okay, so what are we doing here? Mireille. Okay. Isol. Oh, this is kind of tricky. The line isn't big between these two. Like, it's not a huge gap, like between S and SS, in my opinion, but it's kind of tricky. Like when I get to these fire girls, I don't know who I would put in SS. Let me just do Thomas. Okay, let me just grab some ones I think are there. I rated those supports very highly, so whatever. Gina's here. I mean, I can't put all the goddamn supports up there, can I? I'll just put the best one in my opinion, which is, like I said, her. I'll leave Isla. All these other ones are just going to be right there. Thomas and Amamiya are up, so I've got to elevate the fire character. Do I just put both? God damn, do I just put both? I don't know. I don't know which one I want to do. Do I just put both? This is the first time we're looking at a situation where, like, there's two DPSs for a team that are really, really good, both of them. Like, Cha was really good when Thomas came out, but I thought that there was a pretty good gap between them. And speaking of which, now that I've separated this, we can separate this a little bit more. I can put Cha into S. I can put Shimizu into S. I can put U into S. This is my A+ that I needed before. U into S. I think I like this. I think I like this a lot. Depending on the content, some characters like Jongin could go up. Baekhyunho also can go up, but I'll leave them where they are. I'll put her into S just on the merit. It feels like I'm cheating doing that. No, I'll leave her there. Whatever. I just don't think the water team is great right now. But I could be hella hating though. I could be. Yeah, I think I like this. I think I like that. I think I like that a lot. Yeah, I could really spend a lot of time trying to revise this, but I think it's better I quit while I'm ahead. I think it's better I quit while I'm ahead instead of spending an hour doing this, because I really do think I could. So once again, make sure you hit that thumbs up, subscribe, post down below what you guys think. Maybe you agree, maybe you don't. That's totally fine. One thing about tier lists is that they oftentimes become really toxic. They get shared online and people laugh at them. I'm sure that'll happen to mine, but just try to keep it civil. Don't be toxic. But hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully this was a good one. Like I said, my opinions on these characters are that I think all of them, for the most part, can be used. Aside from maybe a couple of SSRs, I think all of them can mostly be used. I don't think this game really has bad characters. It's just they have reworked a lot of characters and they've outright power crept certain characters and mechanics and stuff like that. So that's kind of what we're falling into here. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next Solo Leveling Arise video.